All right, welcome back to the Ordinals Are Dead show, episode 8. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I got Troy. No, you're not Troy. Who are you? You're Boo.
I am
Jen
Troy.
Here. I got Jen.
For all purposes, today I'm
No,
Troy.
no handshake. All right. Well, listen. How are you this week? How has your week been? Everything been great?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Another crazy week in Ordinals. What about you?
I feel fantastic, bro. My timeline's talking about Ordinals. All the ETH people are getting onboarded to Ordinals. Top tier traders are saying stop fading Ordinals. I feel great.
Oh my gosh.
It only took them how many months?
Do you never feel right when you're right? I feel great.
I don't really know what to think, man. Like it's been the craziest 10, 11 months of my life. I'm sure both
Same.
of you guys and
extremely.
It just gets crazier every week though.
I've been doing this since 2021.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tired, but I've also lost count of the days.
I mean, that's the thing is we have so much more to go though.
Right. Once you
just
stop
getting started,
counting the days and then you're like, holy shit, it's been years.
Yep.
That's when you know.
Absolutely. Well, I think listen, we got a bunch of juicy topics today. I think people are gonna love this stuff. We're probably gonna disagree on a bunch of stuff as well, but I'm ready to get into it. I mean, is ETH dead, Boo?
Yes.
That's the first topic, man. Is ETH dead? Like, let's go, man.
Okay.
This is what we've been wanting, right? Ordinals are dead, but ETH's dead now.
So I think it's a mixture of there's nothing interesting happening on ETH currently, and you have two big blockchains. I'm gonna take.
Jen's about to go off.
Okay, so ZK made a funny joke where ETH is getting sandwich attacked by two blockchains right now. So you have Bitcoin and Ordinals sandwich attacking collectability of NFTs and JPEGs, and just market cap and people. And then you have Sol, that is the cheaper casino that everyone could come to. It's you have Sol and you have Bitcoin. Where does Ethereum kind of lie? I feel that's why ETH influencers are coming over now.
What's its
they
narrative
literally
now?
said that there's not much going on.
They're coming over because they want attention, and there's about 10,000 people left in crypto in general. Okay, this is the thing is that we're seeing people. So stop following influencers. And I think that in general, how do you kill a blockchain? The whole point of a blockchain is that it lives on forever, right? And hopefully longer than us. Just because there's hype on Bitcoin, on Solana right now, those are hype cycles and those also fade. I think ETH has a consistent place. I wouldn't call it dead, right? There are differences. We're calling Solana the cheap blockchain, okay? If you're an artist and you're coming in, you can't afford to maybe do something on Ordinals yet. You're going to do it on ETH.
Yep.
And I think as a decentralization maxi, I believe in a multi-chain future and they all have their own place. Every single person in the world cannot do all of their transactions on Bitcoin. There's not enough transactions possible a day.
Yep.
So why are we trying to kill ETH when it's better than Solana, let's be real.
I mean, we got obviously a lot of OGs coming back to Bitcoin, right? We got a lot of these, we got Mando, we got these traders coming over. We also, of course, just talking about the influencers, you got Thread Guy and Leap. I mean, Thread Guy bought his first Ordinal this week.
Fire space today.
Leap is going to do a collection on Ordinals. I don't know. I feel like that's a good thing.
It is. It's an amazing thing. It's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, you can't fade those guys. They've been, of course, at the helm of ETH, I think, influencer territory for the past year, 2 years during the bear. What do you think though? Are you a fan of Thread Guy, Leap? You like what they're doing?
Oh, I love everyone. I just don't make my decisions based on other people.
Okay.
Right?
You're telling me that you are a self-thinker?
I know.
You're not influenced by the herd in this space?
It's crazy, right?
No, come on.
Sometimes if I was anyway.
I saw her DJ minting the other day.
Yeah.
Come on.
What did I DJ?
I'm joking.
Exactly. You don't know any of my DGen wallets. Anyway, look, I think what everyone does for this space is great. I know that for me, when I first got introduced to crypto, Bitcoin was the white paper that I read, right? And I was like, this is hope. This is amazing. There was no way to interact with it.
Yeah.
Until Ordinals. And even when Ordinals first started, you had to run a node, right? You had to do all these crazy things. So we're kind of at the point in Ordinal infrastructure where we were in January 2021, which was a little bit before the big wave of people into NFTs. So I think you also just have to keep in mind the risk tolerance, right? All of us that have been fucking around with it super early, that takes a lot of work and not everyone is going to do that, has the time to do it. So yeah, I think it's a good thing, but I just hate maximalism. I feel like half of the people that are a chain maxi one day, 2 months later, they're a complete maxi for a different chain. I want everyone to benefit from decentralization, self-sovereignty, crypto, this ecosystem.
Ownership,
and whatever chain is like your gateway drug into this world.
You do it. You do it. All right. Well, I mean, we got, of course, Thread that bought us first. He bought a Goose Knoll, which
you onboarded him, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He was like, hey, what wallet do I set up? Stuff like that. But honestly, though, he was like, I also have a Unisat wallet, and so I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you sort of know a little bit of your way around this ecosystem. And then like, I sent him a couple things, but then he went and loaded up his wallet, bought a Goose Knoll. For that price point, it's pretty interesting. Like, what, it was like $2 or $3 grand at the time he bought it. Maybe
he also had the Goose Knoll support desk. Raid his Twitter space today.
Yeah,
which
man.
is funny.
They love that.
They actually gave insane alpha too, like their support desk. I want to talk about that real quick because there's a project that I knew nothing about, and he was like, yeah, well, actually, this project, it was like some BRC 420 blue box, like flipped OMB. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I like looked into it. It's a 10K supply project at a 0.5 Bitcoin floor price with volume. I've never heard of it.
But like, what marketplace? Like,
it's like its own marketplace.
It's like OTC or that's fucking wild. I didn't even know that.
BRC 420. I was like, what?
Okay.
Blue boxes? Okay.
Damn.
Anyways.
So it's just blue boxes. Like that's.
Yeah, it's called blue boxes.
Okay.
And they literally just look like
just
blue
blue
They're
box.
connected to bitmaps. It's like a bitmap type of thing.
Okay.
I think it's mostly like Chinese like dominated.
I mean, yeah.
All the alphas in WeChat, we don't know nothing about
Dude,
it.
the Chinese are everywhere in Ordinals.
They are, bro.
And I mean, speaking about everywhere, like every single fucking chain now has Ordinals verbiage. Everyone has copied our ass, man. Like, is this a cool thing though? Like, are you excited about this? Or
well, are
these derivatives a scam?
What do you expect?
Are they a scam?
Bitcoin was the first blockchain. Everyone copied essentially Bitcoin when creating the other chains. Like, it's a good thing.
You think it's a good thing?
All of this stuff was meant to be open source and peer-to-peer and like to have people build upon it.
Yeah.
So why is it bad if what you're doing is working and someone else is doing it?
It's fantastic.
Right.
It's beautiful because like it's also okay. Every chain is copy trading Bitcoin once again, as everyone copy traded Satoshi and making crypto. But it's also that the whole point of Ordinals or the tech is that everything you inscribe on any of these chains go on chain to their chain, and that's the most important part. Like basically the era of like AWS servers or whatever is long gone, but it's also how, I guess the point is to stay on chain, right? But a lot of these chains that are copying inscriptions and whatnot that's going on are not exactly as permanent or immutable as the chain itself.
But we're also saying AWS servers are over. How many people are like hosting nodes on an AWS server?
I am. No,
I
host my node on my local PC with my bots.
But here's the thing, right? Okay, so Jen, you say it's obviously a good thing. Are you buying inscriptions elsewhere though?
I'm not buying anything anywhere.
Okay, gotcha.
I've been in like
you're just minting. You're
build mode. I've been in learn and teach mode, and honestly, like, yeah, I've bought a few projects of people that I support, but for the most part, I am not good at like degen trading because I forget that I have things, and then I'm like, oh shit, what wallet was this? And it's like a whole
just round tripping everything. Yeah,
there's so much else that you can gain from this ecosystem, and like trading every single day, I feel like you lose out on a lot of like the beautiful culture that's being built and just like really being kind of like ahead of where we're going, right? So I feel
respect it.
From day one in this space, like watching people build, right? For everyone, this is a chance to like truly be in the beginning and see where things are going and have a say and have an impact.
Yeah, make your mark, leave your legacy. Yeah.
It's not about
There's
the
only so much
individual,
time.
right?
Literally my
it's
bio
about
on Twitter.
the entire ecosystem and how we create a better space than the one that we came into.
Right. What about you though? I mean, Boo, are you like minting stuff elsewhere? Like you're not like that, huh?
Yeah, no, actually, hold on. I have to break from my cocoon.
You're a big Doginals guy, huh?
Okay, I'm not a big Doginals guy, but I did mint Dipe.
Okay.
I'm not a big Solana guy, but I did mint Soul Maps. And I think that those two things might be my gateway drugs to those ecosystems. Because to me, it's like, okay, I feel at the end of the day, I have now taken the role as a creator. Like I was a degen for 2 years, but like once you're a degen, like it just doesn't go away. Like it's actually a very horrible type of drug. Crypto in general.
Also though, like advantageous to yourself if you're a builder, like to know what the hell is happening on all of these different ecosystems.
Okay, so I'm exploring
like just with these degen mints.
I'm exploring other ecosystems.
I will say someone the other day was like, how do you swap into Solana? And I was like, I've only swapped out of Solana. Like if I play around on other chains, it's like, okay, profits get sold to Bitcoin.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I think like fate for me though, because I was like, okay, all these other chains. Okay, it was after Stacks FOMO, like Stacks, like the Stacks inscription, which is like so like counter inscriptions, whatever. But they're like SRC or like their BRC20 equivalent for token, like Moon. I was like, okay, every chain, every coin is mooning. I'm not gonna fade all these like on-chain inscriptions things. So I got into DIPE. I minted the fuck out of DIPE. Pray for the indexer when it goes up. But I also got into Soul Maps, and that was actually by fate. So I got into a token pre-sale for a Solana coin, and then I checked my Solana Phantom wallet, and it's like up like 3x. I'm like, oh shit, converted that to Soul, and and I only did that because my homie gave me Soul for an Ordinals conference ticket. I was like, oh, I have an extra one, I'll send it to you, and he sent me Solana for it. But like he actually got his own ticket, so I was just holding his Soul, and he DM'd me. He's like, yo, there's a drop right now. Can you please give me my Soul back? Yeah. I was like, yes. What the fuck is the drop? So I sent him back, and he linked me Soul Maps, and I was like, Soul Maps, this copies Bitmaps, it's official on Magic Eden. Converted the shitcoin, the coin. He's gonna get mad at me if I say shitcoin, I'm sorry. But I converted the coin back into Soul, and I just started max minting Soul Maps. But I think the more interesting things is that both of these things will be profit. But they're both concepts that copy something on Bitcoin. Yeah. At the end of the day.
Yeah, positive.
But also, we want to talk about BRC20s. That's copying ERC20s, which is an ETH thing. So
that's true. That's true.
Okay, but the ERC20s on Ethereum copy Bitcoin.
Yeah, but no.
Right,
but no,
not.
though,
why did you have to name it BRC20? Right?
Well, no, I mean because we're not original.
Exactly.
If
so
you look
I'm
at,
just
if you
saying.
look at what Domo said, he didn't try and copy. He was just like, oh,
and
what
it was
will most
totally
people
experimental.
know?
I've read all the documentation many times. Right?
Yes, you are. You're the most knowledgeable.
Yeah,
you got OmniSat.
I know a lot about BRC20s, but I'm just saying it's good, right?
You're right.
We all do things on different ecosystems, and there's the joke that ETH is testnet or Solana's testnet or Polygon, which is truly testnet. But
Polygon, Polygon.
Well, RIP Ring Community. But we all learn and push each other and grow and build and take the best of the best and then replicate it until we make it perfect.
Well,
I
think what you were saying a little bit ago as well is you've only sort of swapped out of Solana. I think what's going to be interesting is what we've seen with now some of these new wallets. You got Magic Eden that launched their wallet. They're going to have a swap where you can go from Bitcoin to Solana, Bitcoin to USD, USDC.
Okay, the Magic Eden wallet sounds sick.
As well as Phantom wallet eventually, right? And I think that's really cool. And of course that goes into our next topic, right? In talking about Phantom adopting Bitcoin.
Phantom adopting Bitcoin, one of the best wallets user experience wise that I have messed with and I have heard a lot of positive opinions, is adding Bitcoin ordinal support. We're going to get all the Soul degens when they make their Soul bags. I don't know if Ethereum has people on it still, but they also have Ethereum support. We'll be able to swap those two maybe for Bitcoin, you said?
Yeah, you should. All of those swaps, you should be able to eventually go from, Bitcoin to Soul, Bitcoin to USDC.
That's good because that should be a default.
Oh, it should be. This is what I've been asking for. And obviously, I'm hoping OmniSat, also sort of fixes is I don't want to have to take my, my Bitcoin, my Soul and have to send it back to an exchange, a centralized exchange, make that swap, then send it back, right? And currently that's sort of the problem. If you're in Bitcoin, the only way to really go to a stable coin is to send it to a centralized exchange.
So send it to a set.
You know what I mean? And there's some other stuff, but it's
stable coins on Bitcoin.
Exactly. And that's
will that come?
No comment.
No comment
on that.
Okay.
But what I will say is I like Phantom Wallet is all my normal friends got super into Solana and not ETH. And I feel everyone talks about MetaMask all the time. But when you talk to ETH users, most people are not using MetaMask anymore. And they might have the brand space where everyone knows their name, but ultimately in futures they've fallen behind. And so everything, I think competition in this space is good. It means better products for us, and the more cross-chain compatible wallets are, the better all of this is.
Wait, what wallet do ETH people use now? That's not MetaMask.
I mean, whatever one's giving you points these days, right?
I guess Rainbow, right? Rainbow, MetaMask, and stuff like that. But can MetaMask even ever come over? Right, because they're funded by, or it's consensus that's behind it, right? Which is ETH.
So
or EVM.
Consensus is also an American-based company, right? So when everyone lost access to that lived in countries, I was like, okay, you have to change your RPC URL and use something decentralized to connect to the blockchain, right? MetaMask is a great envelope, but I don't know. I think there's other options. There's better options that are more decentralized, but it depends on where in the world you are. And I think that's actually something that coming into Bitcoin ordinals, right? All of these wallets are making new futures at different times. BRC20s came after inscriptions, and people are first or second. So in ETH, you can take your seed phrase and put it into any wallet, which don't start putting your seed phrase everywhere. But ultimately all your stuff would show up, where all of the ordinal wallets are not compatible with each other. So maybe we'll get to a place where that is, but
it would be cool. I mean, it would be cool.
Speaking of, Solana shitcoins.
You've been hitting those, huh? I know.
I recently got into it. So I'm gonna try. Look, I literally got my heroin needle straight into my fucking veins through Soul Maps.
Give me some of that, man. Give me some of that.
So the alpha, but like if I get a bag from
Just
Soul
do
Maps,
JPEGs.
that's my intro into the Solana ecosystem. I'm not gonna fade one of the main three narratives.
I mean, listen,
main three narratives of the cycle: Bitcoin ordinals, Solana, and AI.
Okay.
So if I could take part in the second in Solana and make a bunch of bags there and then just convert it back to Bitcoin, that's a dub for me. But my question is, so now we're getting like Phantom support. People are making a bag on Solana. Like that is a given. Just look on Twitter. People love flexing their bags. Now with
everything on the internet is definitely real.
I mean, okay. To be fair, a lot of it, like when it comes to like people talking about their profits, like, you can just check the chain.
Right.
But they have the money now.
If the
Phantom's
chain
adding
stays
ordinal
up.
support.
Damn.
Will all the shitcoiners be parking their profits into the daddy chain?
I think so. Like, listen, it wasn't like this past week, but like previous to that, while we were at Bitcoin, or what was it, Art Basel, a lot of people texted me and they're like, "Hey, I just made a fuck ton of money on all these airdrops on Solana. Like, I want to put it into ordinals. Like, it was like 6 figures worth. Like, you know what I mean? So like, people are wanting to, and I think you saw that though this past week. Like, dude, fucking Bitcoin frogs. Like, you know, liquidity's coming from somewhere. Right? Like, it's coming from airdrops. It's coming from a lot of different ecosystems. It's probably coming from the Chinese. You know, I don't know.
Thing. I'm not going to sell my frog. Like,
okay.
It's no profits when you love it.
Yeah.
But I need to.
Why do you love it though? Let me ask you this: like, why do you love it? Is it the art? Is it the community? Like, talk to me, because there's a lot of people that are controversial about it. They're like, I don't want to ribbit. I'm 40 years old. You know.
Ribbit.
Yeah. I'll ribbit. I don't know. I feel like frogs have become such like, you had the cryptodes and you just vibed. Now we get to ribbit. Frogs are just always a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're lucky. I feel like they have their spot and you just can't fade the frogs.
Yeah. I mean, I think what they're showcasing is honestly community. Like they've built, I think, a serious community, and, you know, say what you will about the frogs, like they have a solid community that's been organic.
It was
like,
the
since
only
my frog.
community space when I first started getting into ordinals, and all my ETH friends were like, "What the fuck?" And everyone else that I knew in ordinals was just like building, and so many people came into ordinals through that space. Like we did a ton of onboarding even before I was there. Like all of those people were some of the first people that like helped me out when I first jumped in like the Ordicord, like early days, asking questions. Yeah.
That's cool.
And so I feel like when you really, you know, help facilitate culture and bring people responsibly into the space, like that is proper impact.
Totally. I mean, like looking at some of the other options as well of wallets in the ecosystem, you know, we got Xmas.
So we do a wallet history breakdown.
Yeah, I think we should, man. I
Quick
think we really should.
lesson. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ordinals Wallet History
place.
with Butoshi, with my special guest,
King
BitGod
Boo.
and Jen. So look, way back when Ordinals first came out in February, the very first wallet to ever come out. It's actually the Bitcoin Core wallet, which is the Ordinals wallet, which is how you interacted and inscribed in the first place. But the one that was more generally available to degen traders like me and the public were Google Spreadsheets. If you bought into fucking Ordinals when it first came out, like the first week of Ordinals, number one, you didn't have to pay in Bitcoin. You could have just filled out Google Forms.
That was kind of an order book, not a wallet.
I mean, it was, but like
This is how you interacted.
people made money off the
I mean,
spreadsheet.
call me old fashioned, but like I kind of miss those days, man.
I don't miss
those
those days.
back.
You
Man. Let's
understand
run that
how
back.
stressful? Look, bro, I'm literally here. For some reason, this fucking picture I inscribed is going for like 4 or 5 ETH off a rip, and none of these fuckers are too lazy to set
I don't
up
know,
like
man.
a
I
wallet
think
or a
I know.
Sparrow thing, and they're asking, "Can you hold my asset? Can you hold my very expensive asset and constantly move it around with this thing you're not familiar with?"
Idea.
I know that like we want to get back into
Stressful,
the the wallet side of things, but like I think it would actually be cool to like run that back for like a mint.
That's
You know what I mean? Like just for a day.
Literally.
Let's go back to the
For the
spreadsheet
one
days.
time.
But also, now that we have like recursive inscriptions, we can build a spreadsheet experience on chain.
Yeah.
And not me, I'm not smart enough to do this, but someone can figure it out, right? Where it's a part of the minting process, but also on chain.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to straight up inscribe my spreadsheet
Someone-
from like the good old days.
Let's do it, bro.
Because it shows
Front
volume
office.
that like Magic Eden won't see.
Yeah, ordinal
It's like
spreadsheets,
crazy.
another collection. But go ahead, ordinal
Second
wallet.
wallet. Ordinal spreadsheets. And then we had Xverse come over. So Xverse, Unisat, and Hero /Leather, that's what they're called now, kind of all came at the same time. couple of months after, and boom, that's when we basically had the experience of your typical download a wallet, get Bitcoin, go to a marketplace, connect wallet, and now you can trade ordinals.
Yeah.
So that was a very quick time frame.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like back in March when I saw like Magic Eden launch, the first thing I did was like check out what wallets were available. Xmas was recommended at that time on Magic Eden, and like I was like, oh, this is honestly actually is very similar to Phantom. Like the layout was actually very similar to Phantom, more so than of course
Super
MetaMask.
familiar with MetaMask.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like
similar.
that was Xmas was the one I've used and basically used since then as well, and especially more recently with their rare sats sort of integration. As I've been like trying to collect way too many of those, is like that's really fun, and all the other wallets don't have that yet. So I mean, like just looking at
should we
like
go through like the pros and cons.
yeah, just a little bit like what they do.
It also was so changing in those early days, right?
Yeah.
Where like I remember for certain BRC20 things, it was like, okay, you can only use Unisat.
Yeah.
And then, okay, experts just added this, right? So I feel like we're gonna have a little bit more of this as more and more tools are developed. So just whatever we say pro and con today, if you're watching this later, might not be accurate anymore.
Absolutely,
That is very true. That
and
is
many of these
extremely
companies
true.
have raised a bunch of money, so
They
I hope
have,
that they're of course
especially
going to invest
experts.
heavily in that. Yeah.
So, okay. So I guess the main wallet I would actually recommend a majority of new people getting onboarded is actually Xverse, because number one, they have a mobile app. They basically have all the main features. You could trade your JPEGs, you could trade BRC20s, but most importantly, and Jen, you're going to love this, is that they have Ledger integration. Well, Ledger doesn't have a good rep, but it's still a hardware wallet, and you can still protect your ordinals by connecting Xverse and Ledger together. The other wallet that could do Ledger support is Sparrow. That one's more technically complex, so we'll get to that at the end. And then you have Unisat, which is basically a BRC20 mostly focused wallet. I still use it because I like having one address and I trade BRC20s all the time. And I don't know. I haven't tried Xverse BRC20s. Have you? But
I have, yeah. I've used it a bunch. And,
but like I'm
and
just so
saw it.
used to like Unisat.
I've
Like Unisat's
only
made
used
for
Unisat
it.
for BRC20s and
Yeah.
only Xverse for ordinals.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. And then you have Leather.
I don't use
Yeah,
Leather.
sorry, I just never used it.
I've never used Leather, but
Feel bad,
it
man.
I
is
don't
the
even
main
have
option.
a tutorial for Leather. I have them for the rest of them, not for Leather.
Okay,
Sorry.
but Leather is
Ouch.
a sponsor for events, so definitely check them out. I don't want to disrespect
So
them.
y'all can pay me for a tutorial.
Yeah, try
And
out all
then
these
you
wallets
have,
though. Like
you have Ordinals Wallet, which is like Ordinal Wallets Marketplace wallet, but it's like on the browser. Like I don't really like that because it's on the browser.
yeah, it feels more custodial, but then it really, it really is.
And
And
then
like
you-
they're more focused on like, I think Doginals now, and I just
true.
I've seen
They
less
are
and
cool,
less
they
of
are
them.
cool for that.
Yeah.
So they have like Doge support. And then you got Phantom coming, so we'll see how that experience goes.
Yep.
I'm excited for that. And then finally, for like the more, I think this is more of like builder's wallet and more OG wallet. Sparrow is actually a fantastic wallet, especially when it comes to like managing your rare sats, splitting your UTXOs so you could play with your sats specifically and do like crazy things.
Also giving you more control over your transactions and
Yeah.
like speed and understanding the process, which obviously is not completely user friendly, but I think even in like the ETH world, we all know how to, fix a transaction that's stuck or taking too long. And Sparrow is really the only place you have that control in this ecosystem.
Actually, Xverse did add RBF recently, but it took like 10 months, and Sparrow has always had it by default because it's just Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the craziest things to me is that Sparrow wallet hates Bitcoin ordinals. Like I had a problem. Dude, I had this problem with like my Mint, and it was like,
This is a good
I had
story,
to
man.
like my Sparrow wallet wasn't capturing my transactions because let's say that they're like up here, or usually it'll read like transactions in like chunks. And then if there's like a fat gap, it'll like stop reading transactions and be like, okay, there's like no more like UTXOs in this wallet. But because of like ordinals and how I'm inscribing, I actually had my UTXOs like way down here. So I would read this gap, skip that gap and be like, you got no more things. So to me, it looked like my fucking ordinals all disappeared. And I'm like, no, like, where are my things? And I'm like going through it. I
Do
literally
you think
made
they did it on purpose?
No. It was just like, it's just part of like how it worked. So I'm like, damn, I'm like struggling. I'm stressing. I'm like, I need to inscribe before like the memo gets fat again. I made my own AI bot that was a Bitcoin expert. So like helped me walk through the process so I could like break it
Nice.
down, figured out the solution. And I just needed to figure out, super simple question, how to unlock it in Sparrow. So I went to the Sparrow Telegram and I asked my question in chat. I didn't mention ordinals because I know they hate ordinals, right? So I asked my question in chat, how do I increase the gap limit? one of the admins explained how to increase the gap limit. I did it. It worked. I got my ordinals back. And then this fucker messages me. He's like, oh, why did you have that question? So I said, oh, well, I actually was inscribing on ordinals. And then this bitch gets a fucking pin. And it was like, he was basically yelling at me saying, we don't support ordinal questions. We're not going to help you if you have an ordinal related question.
Man.
I'm like, you already helped me. I already got my solution. And you asked me why I had that question. I'm just presenting it to you. And then they kicked me from Telegram.
Oh man, that's rough.
They absolutely hate it, but Sparrow is still one of the best wallets for like ordinal. Like
you're literally like you're the reason that honestly like there's bloat on the chain. Like you know what I mean? Like you and your damn booze, man. Like
how can you be a chain maximalist but not want it to be used? This is like the point where Bitcoin maxis do not make any sense. Or when they're like fiat is going to zero, all fiat currencies are going to be zero, Bitcoin's going to be worth $1 zillion. Well, if dollars are zero, then a zillion zeros is zero.
Yeah.
So we gotta
zero times
find
zero is zero.
anything times zero.
Dude, I don't even know if it's that their Bitcoin. Actually, okay, it's a mixture. Because I joined back to like talk more shit because I was like, there's no way you just ban me. So I was like, will you actually help me with my problem? And then like we're just like talking about ordinals, or like I was just like saying more things in ordinals, and he was like, well, I'm like disappointed in you, but like whatever. And I'm like, okay.
I'm disappointed
That's
in
honestly
you,
like
bro.
the
Come
meanest
on.
thing that they could say, but at the same
All right,
time,
I'm deleting your wallet right now. Like,
on
come
board
on.
all of them. Like that is the thing. It's like turn haters into the biggest fucking like facilitators of the message and just evangelists of ordinals.
They're all gonna capitulate though. Like we all know that. Like I posted something on my Twitter today.
Luke already capitulated his
gosh,
fucking
man.
mining pools today.
Biggest jokes of Bitcoin right now,
Dude,
honestly.
that's hilarious. Because like he's still at it. He's like, okay, look, we still have like our 3 million pools. We still have like the filters, like the clean, like the true Bitcoin.
They still only found 2 blocks. It's a joke, bro. Come on.
They have like the second one, which is like this one like has like a little bit of spam in it, but it's kind of like a mix. And he was like, and if you want to go in the third pool, like you have the pool that has all of the Bitcoin spam in it. If you really want to mine that. So they basically capitulated and
pulled
admitted
these
that
nuts,
they're not
man.
make
Pulled
money.
these nuts. I mean, seriously, like
And
that
just
guy.
like said that they're adding the pools.
He
so
loves
it's
eating
hilarious.
cats too, man. I don't know. I don't like that guy.
It's actually crazy that he likes eating cats. Like it makes me. I have 2 cats as a cat dad.
Bitcoin maxis are decels and
Did
weirdos.
you know that?
What?
Yeah.
So what? Woody was explaining on his space that Luke, like one of the Bitcoin maxis, like eats cats, and
Yeah,
it wasn't
Luke
confirmed that he
Maxis
actually
from-
eats cats.
Okay, look, I don't want to like shame anyone and judge anyone from whatever their traditions are, but
Damn. I mean.
I have a dog named Kitty. I can never eat a cat. I love cats. I love dogs. I love pets. But in some parts of the world, they think that cats are literally rats. So
You want to know why people are saying he eats cats? So I guess like a couple of years ago, he like made this Twitter post saying that like he was gonna eat a cat, but like something ate the cat before him. And then
what
like
eats cats?
I don't know. But then like a
Probably
couple,
raccoon, coyote.
like a coyote. I don't know.
Coyotes do eat cats. I
Yeah,
actually know this
yeah.
from experience, and that is a story for another day.
I know. Yeah. We won't talk about that. But
I
yeah.
lived
So then a
with
couple
18
years
cats
later, like
once.
someone brings up that tweet and was like, "So would you still eat a cat?" And his response was basically, "Well, like why wouldn't I eat a cat?
Oh man.
Like,
Come
there's
on,
still
man.
meat."
So on
All the
ordinals,
Bitcoin maxis, like honestly, just think that guy's a joke as well. Like there's like he's on his own sort of island.
You realize
like,
how they keep going? All of these people think. All of these people
know.
think that. Think for yourself. Welcome to ordinals.
Be a
do
free
you.
thinker.
just spam the chain yourself.
It's freedom.
All right.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the node monks, right? I mean, this has obviously been
where are we at?
been a
Let's
hot
check.
topic this past. I mean, shit. This past
actually-
like
I'm
what
actually-
1 or 2 months, man.
Yo,
Like-
they've done good at.
Did you
attention.
already bid, right?
No.
Oh, what
look,
the hell, man?
I'm
What
not
the
bidding. I
hell?
don't care. I'm not bidding at 0.21. Look, because the way like so it's a Dutch auction, right? It's a Dutch auction that starts at 0.21 Bitcoin. If you put in 0.21
There's
Bitcoin.
256 claimed as of now.
Okay.
So we're
256.
Gucci. So we're
Bidding
Gucci.
price is currently at
I don't.
0.205.
So what? They already made like 3.5 million USD.
I can't tell where it's at.
Okay,
right
it hasn't
now
moved too much since I
without
last
being
saw it, but-
connected.
It's probably 0.205 or 0.2 or whatever the 0.195 or something like that.
Claim. But it's like the way these Dutch auctions are made and literally structured is for. Okay, so if you bid at 0.21, if you bid at the top and then it drops down to like 0.1 Bitcoin, you will get 2 node monkeys.
Yep.
And you will get like a 0.05 refund. So like it's meant so you like don't miss it. So let's say you're a whale and you're like, well, I want one. I don't care what price it goes down to. You bid at the top and then you'll get your 2 monkeys and your refund. But then that kind of causes like this FOMO where like everyone starts bidding extremely high because they have that mindset in
we're
mind.
not seeing
and then
that
when
at
it doesn't,
all.
and I'm happy we're not seeing that. But like this is how it typically
So,
occurred in ETH.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think like because things are slower on Bitcoin, you're not going to have that same thing. You're not going to have like the triggers of the bot action. And I actually think this is like really healthy for the space because
slows people down.
Every single Dutch auction we've seen, like they never really end well. And
they don't.
It's also, hopefully they do it right where people get their money back, right? There's that other thing of trust. And I know you can like audit smart contracts on ETH. And we don't really know how it's being run for this. So
and you still have to claim.
That's a lot of trust to have in people that you don't know.
Yeah. Well, before we get into some predictions, I think about all of this, I want to maybe do like an update on where we've been, you know, since the start of this and why this even matters. So I think like NodeMonks is considered to be, you know, one of the first, you know, 10K sort of projects or 10K PFP projects, of course, some inscribed first under sub 100K. They started out, I think, marketing about 1 or 2 months ago, you know, basically saying it's going to be a free mint. Then a lot of things happened. They ended up changing that into it was going to be a donation mint. And then, of course, now we're here today, and they've changed to a Dutch auction for approximately 8,000 pieces, and 1,000 of those are going to be holding back as well.
That's crazy. It's like
so that's where we're at today.
The craziest things is like paying them. I've never seen both. I've never seen like you do a paid mint and you keep a fat chunk of supply. I've either seen you do a free mint or keep it.
1,000 is a crazy amount.
So
like a lot of people do hold back some, and you never know. Like maybe it's giveaways, maybe it's stuff in the future. 1,000 plus a paid mint Dutch auction starting at 0.21 is insane.
That's why if you're high bidding right now, I'm disappointed. Put your fucking foot down and wait 144 blocks.
All right, well, I think
for it to go down 0.1 so we get cheaper prices. Thank you.
I think what we're going to do for the first time is actually a video as well. And this is actually Troy, of course, who is typically a co-host on this show. He has a prediction about this. This is the first time we're seeing this. It's going to be a live reaction. And then, of course, we're going to go into our predictions. So let's hear it. We love you, Troy.
Here's my take on NodeMonks, all right? A lot of dramatic twists and turns with this one. Something that started fresh, clean, mysterious, with a storied arc of a free mint to the denial of $5 million in VC funding, then a charity whitelist thingy, then scratch that to an auction, and then it goes live today, like in 5 minutes. Finally, it's here. Call it what you will, but whoever's behind this, like, dude, what are you doing? All right, I promised this asshole that he could have the rest of the take. Can you fucking believe this? All right, yeah, just fucking troll. This guy. All right, call it what you will, but whoever's behind this, NodeMonks caused just the right amount of drama, which caused the right amount of FUD with some people still wanting nodes. Send nodes, am I right? Or send chodes, I don't know, man. Some not wanting the nodes, but mark my words, there are bigger wallets than some of the people that are FUDding the most. And no matter what happens today, it will sell out. That's my prediction. This is Fez's word of honor. All I will say is left, I hope for all of us concerned and the ecosystem at large to subsist as a fun project for Ordinals. We all need that. We don't want anything bad to happen, you know? And anything beforehand that has led up to this moment for them to be in the sun will erode, and we can all get back to having the fun that the NodeMonks first invoked on Ordinal culture. Are you fucking happy with this? Jesus Christ, you have a platform, man. I'm trying to make something of myself. Anyway, send nodes.
All right, well, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that, Boo? You know,
they're gonna sell out. It doesn't matter. Like the province utility, like not doing anything. Whatever. Okay, my prediction is that they're gonna sell out around 0.05, which is why I'm not gonna look at it today. I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna contribute to the Dutch auction system and give it at the top just because like, oh, I'm gonna get more later because then I add to the count of the amount claimed, and the higher that claim goes, the more FOMO comes. I'm not contributing to that FOMO, so I will wait. But I think for sure, like below 0.1.
That's where it rests.
Not where it rests, but below 0.1. I'm thinking it rests around like 0.05.
Gotcha. Jen, what do you think?
I just think it'll be interesting to see because I'm so used to this on ETH where like you can watch Etherscan and know exactly when it's going to hit and when it's done. And you don't have that here. So I think it could almost go lower. I will say, like, I had my Twitter notifications on in the beginning and I got annoyed, which is not a high threshold. No, they're still on, but like I stopped looking, right? I was like, this process has gotten so crazy. But I hope it does well. Like everything doing well is better for everyone, right? Yeah, like this isn't a zero-sum game. I hope people get their money back. I hope that the mint is successful, and I hope more people do things on Ordinals and there's positive headlines for Bitcoin and the ordinal ecosystem, like that's all I care about.
I will say though, like I think I'm a little bit more sad about it because I think like you just look at maybe what it could have meant over these, past weeks of crazy, insane ordinals volume, and sort of like maybe like the icing on the cake to bring in more people.
Oh, they would have gone so high.
That if they just did a free mint, right? Or maybe even the donation mint, I just feel like it would have been totally different and, would have ushered in a new wave of entrance to ordinals with like their first experience. And
on the other side
that's
of
the way I look at it.
People's expectations get so high, which
always.
Granted, with money, like they're still high, but even if it's a free mint, people's expectations are really high. And one, if you live in the US, like over 50% of this goes to taxes, right? And then you have like operational costs. And if you're trying to do something, like I think we should argue for everyone to get paid, right? I think free mints have their place and do really well. I also think there are costs to deploying stuff on Bitcoin, so I don't have a problem with them doing a paid mint. But I do think going from free, where like I told a bunch of people, I was like, hey, this should be your first mint, and then it wasn't, right? Like that sucks.
It does really suck. And
I think they had a lot of magic, like with the free mint. Like the magic in terms of that would have been like the most legendary like free mint drop in Ordinals history.
Absolutely.
I think that they would have made more money doing a free mint and then holding it. I don't know.
I think so.
The magic is gone.
I haven't minted this yet.
I'm
so mad because I was out today and I tried to get Bitcoin from Coinbase, and of course they held it up. But Billy did BitBlock's Day as a free mint, did 10,000, and I feel like that hopefully is where all of the hype goes. And I hope that it is not out of my realm by the time I get home because I want one.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to inscribe one, right? It was super cool. It is off of data of other inscriptions. But that was a free mint and kind of under the radar today. Yeah. And a lot of people that were like ready to get the Node Monks got that. So everything else.
They went to, because it was like initially, I think it was going to be like 999. And then he kind of like said like, well, I don't know what I want to cap it at now. Yeah. And he was like, all right, I'm going to cap it at 10K. And it only took a couple hours for like 10K minutes. And the mental was high right now.
I was so mad because I was like, I don't know what date it is. I left my house at 7 a.m. I was like, I don't have crypto on me. I tried to get Bitcoin quickly. I failed anyway.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I mean, let's just close out these predictions though. Like, do you think it's I don't know, let's do like it's a win or it's a flop. I don't know. Is it a win or a flop?
It's a win.
It's a win? All right.
It's a win.
I'm focusing my attention to BitBlocks. I don't care anymore.
Got it.
That's my prediction is we're not going to be talking about it next week. We're going to be talking about BitBlocks.
All right. I like it. Hopefully, Billy and BitBlocks, has
Shout out
has
Billy.
their run as well.
It was a sick mint. I got my mint today.
Yeah, let's see.
So actually, you know what?
Look, I was
gonna do my Boo King. Someone took it like 5 minutes before I inscribed. I woke up and I was like, I'm so excited I get my Boo King because it looks that I got front ran.
I also told a few people to type in random numbers. I hope
because you have to paste in the inscription
cool,
ID.
Though.
Yeah.
So it's actually sick. Like it takes.
That's what I was saying. I feel like I don't even care about Node Monks. This is where the attention's gonna be next week.
Yeah,
that would be dang.
That's
don't buy them all before I get home.
That's a cool prediction. Oh man, this is hard. I would say it's a win. Like I don't know. I think like I'm leaning towards flop, but like I would say it's a win.
Yeah, it's not gonna flop.
I think it's still gonna do well on secondary. Like it might just like blow people's minds. It probably does like I don't know over 100 Bitcoin in the first week or something in volume. Like I think it would be nuts. We'll see though. But I mean, listen, we got some more topics here as well. We had some of the first hacks in Bitcoin. Of course, Jen's gonna intro this, but man,
yeah,
the scammers are here.
Frog Toshi's Twitter was compromised, and I was like, this is so bullish for Ordinals. Like, obviously, this is unfortunate. We can avoid it. But, like, look, the scammers are even saying Ordinals have value. And I feel like that is a turning point culturally. So, glass half full. But also, the past few weeks have been crazy because literally kids are on winter break. So the kids are coming for your JPEG. Are you smart? Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Like, prove it. Get your shit together. I am not going to go into detail here, but I have like a less than 20-minute video of every single thing you need to do to secure yourself before you touch the blockchain, and even tools like Wallet Guard or Pocket Universe that are really geared for, they're not compatible for transaction simulation on Bitcoin. They still do phishing detection. So all of these things are transferable. Most of them have to do with Web 2. Please secure your shit because let's have like the narrative be the ordinal people are smarter than the monkey
Exactly.
people.
That's what I like.
And I'm one of both, okay? I'm a monkey person, I'm a frog, I'm everything. I love it all. But let's like some competition, okay? Less compromises on Bitcoin.
Let's show them how it's done.
There is a lot of false narrative that it's safer on Bitcoin. That's not true. And half of this is social engineering and your own fault. But yeah, in less than 20 minutes, do all the things. Get a VPN. Don't have your phone number on Twitter. Don't use SMS 2FA. And go watch the rest of the list.
Yeah. Did anyone actually get hacked from the Frog Toshi thing? I think it was pretty well known. Like right after you did, like
I don't think
the word got out really
yeah.
quickly.
Really great to see.
Nothing that I saw of, but also it has been such a crazy week that I feel like I know. Everyone always calls like me, a bunch of people that are smarter than me that I hit up, and I was like, I saw that I was about to go to bed. I think I sent you like, I have to go to sleep, but here are the steps.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's be smarter.
Have you ever been hacked before? Like you've ever been drained or?
So
no one's been hacked. They've been socially engineered.
When I was 12 years old, I got socially engineered on Roblox. Like I haven't seen my mom in a while. She like returns home with a gift of a $20 Roblox gift card. I was so happy. I bought like this gear that's been on my mind for like a whole month. And the moment I buy, because in Roblox, so the reason why I'm so experienced in NFT trading is because Roblox had NFT trading on Roblox and Roblox terms. It was exactly the same. It's one-to-one.
The real onboarders.
It was exactly the same. So like there's this whole trading thing, and I had someone add me, and he had like this sick hat. Like based on hats, it would be like respected. Oh my god, it's literally the same thing. It's like he basically had like a Bored Ape like yacht club profile picture
identity system, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, like he's legit, he's legendary, whatever. And he told me, he's like, yeah, if you send me your like gear, I'll get you like this dang hat. So it was okay. I sent him my gear, and then I never got it back, and I lost it.
Oh my gosh, man, I can't believe you did that.
So I did get social engineered once, but because I got social engineered once, I never got social engineered again. So I've never been hacked in crypto.
And that's the thing. All of these are like very Web 2. They're not new for Web 3. They're probably just new to you unless you're good at Roblox. So get your shit together.
Yes, and also be very careful about AI.
Because these kids are stealing your things to go buy shit on Roblox.
I mean, but
what we need to do, you know what really, is like also convince them that they should just join the ecosystem. Like if you're smart enough to scam us, you're smart enough to make a successful project. Yeah. Basically the same shit. So like...
I mean, the thing is, a lot of the times they probably did. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many projects that went live like back in May that are just like, where are they now? You know, like no one's active. Like, yeah, like I don't know. They've just moved on to scamming shit. You know, like
only get things from like people that I see show up every day. Yeah. So that's why I'm poor.
But like, I think that to this security thing too, a part of the problem is like, do we actually have like competent companies that are like really focused on security? Like 2 weeks ago, Ledger fucking got hacked. You know what I mean? Like, and like I use Ledger and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Ledger
like, is anyone safe?
Messed up because an ex-employee still had access to push code. Yeah. That was bad.
But it's always involving people, right? Like the wallets we have, like all of this stuff, including ourselves.
Knock
right?
on wood. Eventually AI might be
eventually,
there,
right? But it's always involving people. Like that's obviously the problem.
Link.
Yeah. We are the weakest link. That's why I'm excited for an AI future.
You can't trust humans. You just can't.
Can't wait for my AI boyfriend.
Would you actually like talk to one?
Would I talk to a living boyfriend? No.
Oh,
would you talk to an AI boyfriend?
Just kidding.
Oh.
No, they're not there for conversation. I'm just kidding.
Oh. Damn.
But, no, I am excited for some elements of AI. Some I think are overhyped. But in keeping us secure, these are all things that we just should be teaching off the bat for like internet and digital hygiene. And it's not a problem with this space. It's the internet. So we also need to change that narrative.
Yeah, just be, I think, you know, somewhat smart, right? I think don't try and just don't click links as much as you do. I don't know. Just be very
Watch my
be very observant, right?
It's
be very
18
observant.
Minutes.
Yeah.
After
and then
you
there's
guys
tools where you don't need to think, okay? 18 minutes of tools.
Oh, no thinking? That's even better. After you guys watch Jen's video on how to secure your assets, leading into the most disgusting face-melting bull run into our fucking life, let's talk about an Ordinals market update. Because this week, a lot of things have started breaking all-time highs.
Yes,
Started with like our favorite PFPs, Bitcoin frogs hit an all-time high of, I think, they almost hit
Ribbit. No, they hit 0.5. They hit 0.5, yeah.
Okay, so they hit 0.5, so they fucking broke the 0.5 all-time high. OMB went up to 0.6, hit like also like a 0.65 all-time high, like one of the sales. Bitmaps is still breaking all-time highs to this very waking moment. That shit is going ballistic. Highest volume on Ordinals by far. It's nuts. And also Bitcoin Punks, which is one of the argued like first 10K projects on Ordinals.
Right.
Technically, if we're like not counting the sub 10K, technically they started the like first is first and scribes to own meta. Bitcoin Punks are almost hitting a 0.1 floor price. I think they like destroyed 0.09.
Yep.
So they're sitting around there right now.
And there's been some crazy sales on it too. Like I've seen some sales for like some zombies at like 0.3, 0.4. Like, oh my gosh, man. Like,
that's crazy.
And like I think it's best to probably go into like why though. Like why is this stuff pumping? You know?
Number go up.
You think number will go up?
No,
yeah,
no.
I mean like
the reason
Don't
like,
ever question it. Just enjoy
just
it.
ape? Just ape?
Just ape.
I'm saying just enjoy it.
Okay.
Whether for you
Just
that means
buy what you
ape,
love.
sell, buy things that you're not gonna threaten someone if price goes down after.
Those people
Take
are
Hey, if my
responsibility for
booze
your
don't
own
fucking, you know
decisions.
what I mean?
Yo, hey, first off, your booze will, so don't worry about that. But that is NFA, SEC don't listen.
goddamn
But like,
booze.
I think the actual why is that just there is so much liquidity being poured. So like we've had a couple of like catalysts in the space. Like we've had Ordi being listed on centralized exchanges,
Yeah.
allowing everybody in the crypto system or people who trade on central exchanges to get exposure to an ordinal shitcoin. The people who minted the ordinal shitcoin is now getting all of this money, all of this profit from outside sources not currently in Bitcoin. They make profits, and now people in the ordinals ecosystem have a fuck ton of money to start degenning. And then Sats got listed. And I think we just have a lot of external catalysts.
Just wait a little bit longer, and then we're gonna have on-chain DeFi on Bitcoin, and then
That's the thing that's so crazy though is like we have all of this volume, we have all of this interest, and we don't even have DeFi, we don't even have TVL yet, which is it's just I don't know. But anyway, I think
that's my why.
But-
It's
yeah,
just like,
also-
my what? Go ahead, actually.
yeah, I think like that is a reflection of how early we are, right? And
Yeah.
going back to like infrastructure to even create these things, because if it was just like, oh, no one thought about it, it would be here already.
Yeah.
So when people say you're early, like we are truly so early to ordinals.
Yeah. Well, like my why is and I've talked about this on a bunch of spaces before, is like you have all this liquidity, right? From BRC20s, like, I don't know, other
Pouring in.
ecosystems, whatever it is. But obviously the problem is it's too expensive to inscribe. And so if you're like, you're sitting there as a DGen, as a collector, you're like, okay, well, like there's no new collections happening probably in the next couple of weeks that I know about. Where am I going to put my money? It's going to be on the established, projects that are already here. And so I don't know. I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme of like stuff that's already inscribed is going to get the majority of attention. Because it's just too fucking expensive to do anything else.
I remember we talked about that once on the show, right?
Yeah.
There's this theory where it's like inscribing is too expensive.
It's
so,
the
like, all
Ordinals
money
degen phenomena.
The
But
Ordinals degen
also
phenomena.
believe in yourself, right? There was a
Okay.
time when Gwei was like 400, right? You were spending over like 2 ETH
Yeah.
to inscribe a collection on
Losing it.
Ethereum or to mint one, deploy a contract, whatever. So like everything is relative to where you are in the market, and it's ultimately like how badly do you want to do it, and will it be successful, do you think?
Yeah. And I think like speaking as well, like I think the Bitcoin frogs, OMBs, like these projects have incredible communities, right?
They
They've
do.
been around
They do have
since
incredible
the OG days.
Actually, I
what
wanted
mean?
to bring up something like complimenting Bitcoin frogs.
Okay.
And like you guys asked this question, like, why do you believe in Bitcoin frogs? Why do you hold your Bitcoin frogs? So in NFT New York this summer, I actually met Frogtoshi in person. Like we just
damn.
kicked it. It was straight boys. He's like, yo, like he like actually knew who I was. He was like excited to meet me. I was like, oh my God, are you Frogtoshi? And then he was like, bro, let me give you like free frogs. I was like, okay. So he just like tossed me a couple free frogs, and we're just talking, and like we're talking about vision and everything. And like one of the things that he told me is I'm gonna flip Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Damn.
And he said it. He said it with such conviction. So like I felt that in my soul. I'm like,
I wish I could have met him.
stupid apes,
Wish I could've
met him.
man. Oh my
Wait,
God.
did
So
we
what?
meet at NFT NYC or no?
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No.
Because I met Paz there and like
You met Paz? Dude, I was with Paz the whole time. Wait, where were you?
met
in
Swag
MTV?
Toshi at PubKey.
I was that. I was that pubkey.
Yeah, I don't know. That sucks. But yeah, I could have sworn we
If
met, dude. Like
they
briefly.
Maybe.
apes, I was gonna say will dye my hair orange at 69,000, Bitcoin at 69,000, which BitGod said he would do too. But I think
fuck.
I will do it if frogs flip apes.
I'll do it. Yeah. Should we do orange though, or should we do, I guess, like green for frogs?
No, we're gonna do orange for
We're gonna do
Ordinals,
orange?
but
Okay.
we're gonna actually paint a frog on my frog is actually kind of orange. We're gonna paint a frog on the back of your head.
All right. I'm actually down.
I
So,
will
yeah,
get a
but
Bitcoin frog tattoo if Bitcoin frogs flip Bored Ape Yacht Club all time highs.
Put it on your face, bro.
I'm not
No,
putting it on my face, but I will put it on my body.
The thing is,
somewhere.
though, like we're actually pretty close to that happening, right? Like Bitcoin frogs only has to flip Bored Apes and Punks, right? That's the only 2 projects that it hasn't flipped already.
I want them to flip apes at all-time high.
I want that. Me too. I want them. I will get a tattoo. Specific. I will get a tattoo if they flip ape all-time high, which honestly is easy.
But no, I mean, yeah, it's they flip mutants, they flip Pudgy Penguins, right? They flipped
Pudgy? I thought they
D-Gods.
because Pudgy's at like 10 ETH right now.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, what it was like 0.5.
You know what also is awesome when you don't pay attention to the price and you just follow the vibes.
You just
and
vibe?
You just rib it. And you just
rib
vibe.
it.
I'm
And
just gonna
like
rib it, man. I'm
sometimes
just gonna
stuff
rib it.
works out, but honestly, like I have a frog because those were the people that like were so out there and welcoming it in the beginning. A lot of the people that I met like before even frogs, but that were the first people to help me in the order cord, right? Like they were such a place of welcoming into the community where like a lot of other conversations were very closed off and very technical. And it was like D-Gens talking about some D-Gen things. And it was fun.
Yeah, we were
and
all.
they gave away so many frogs, right?
They
so
did.
like
Just endless supply.
you gave these people like mine was gifted, and I'm so grateful. And I think that also holds a lot more value, right? It's like you didn't put anything in to get this, so you don't need to sell it because it's not like you're down anything.
Yeah.
Yup.
But I mean, like looking at the overall ecosystem, you know, like Bitcoin Frogs is amazing. Like, Boo, who would you or what project would you recommend to someone that is like just getting started in the ecosystem? Like they just have a little bit of money.
All right, very quick. I wanted to say
Just a little
also
bit of
shout
money.
out to the sub 10K for also breaking all-time highs.
Hey.
All-time highs considering floor price and Bitcoin price. So, up for that. Who would I recommend to a whale? Or
No, they got a little bit of money.
So okay,
right?
what would I recommend
less than
to a
$1,000
guppy?
bucks. Less than $1,000
$1,000.
Yep.
Walking into the ordinal system.
I know what I would say.
I got it.
I know what I would say.
Yeah.
Because I would say, okay, hold up.
We'll come back, bro. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay, there's 2 things I would say, and the first is anything by Billy Rusty. I feel like he has a bunch of collections, but one, he
love that.
is an artist who's been in this ecosystem since day one, but like a hardcore Bitcoiner. And so, yeah, just he's been consistently innovating. He rewards all of his holders like all the time. There's always chances to participate in other stuff, and it's a good place.
Totally.
Also, I don't know on-chain monkey pricing, but I feel like it's a few ETH on ETH, which is
It is a few ETH.
Yeah, it's like
which
0.4.
is around like maybe it's a little bit more than $1,000, but would still also recommend that just because their community that's been around so long is so established. And once again, there's good education, there's good like community infrastructure that you know isn't going anywhere. And I think they've just been doing a lot on both sides.
Yeah.
And then
Well, yeah, I know who
Mullet Punks.
I would choose. Oh yeah, I love Mullet Punks. We love Bunzi.
Bunzi.
I would actually recommend like probably not buying any existing projects. I would just like try and get into the ecosystem and like look for new degen free mints.
Yeah.
You know, if like you have less than $1,000, like you're probably going to be putting it on like one thing, unfortunately.
No, that's
you
true.
know,
Well, and if
like
you want to buy
just
something,
waiting. You know?
that's why it's like buy stuff for the art, buy
Yeah.
stuff for the community. Where like I don't think Billy's going anywhere. I know Bunzi's not going anywhere. I know that like on-chain monkey isn't going anywhere. But also you don't need an asset to be a part of this community and the culture. So get involved in the conversation, and you will probably end up with an ordinal in a few weeks.
Totally. Boo, what'd you say? What are you saying?
I would inscribe my own work,
Okay.
to be honest. Like if you're like walking, if you're brand new to the Ordinals ecosystem, you're coming in, I think one of the greatest things is that you get to permanently put whatever file on the Ordinals blockchain, and maybe eventually you hit a future where you can't inscribe anymore, and you're like, fuck, well, at least I inscribed my shit, suckers.
Yeah.
So I would definitely inscribe my own things, but in terms of projects, I feel like maybe I used to be the biggest bitmap hater, but it's just like, such a cheap entry for like
Facts.
a meme metaversal play.
Yeah.
Like I would probably get exposure to Bitmap, or I would look into smaller communities like Sanj for emojis or 2.0 drop.
that's
Sanj
actually-
is like an
yeah.
OG builder.
I think that's still under $1,000.
That's
so
still under
yeah,
$1,000
that's
bucks.
good.
So that one's like under 1,000.
All right. Well, now Jen though, like, what are you gonna recommend to a whale? You know, they got 6
I'll
figures.
trade for you.
Okay.
I'm charging the whale a fee to tell them what to do.
Okay, nice little management fee. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's the answer for now.
Okay. What about you, Boo?
The Genesis Bitcoin boo, that's sub 10K.
Hey.
Nah, okay, I would recommend like a Bitcoin frog. I would recommend an OMB. I would recommend anything in the sub 10K. If you're a whale, you need exposure to sub 1K.
Of course.
If you're a whale, I would get a Bitcoin stream because they're doing floor price sales for 2 Bitcoin or 3 Bitcoin, depending on the stream. Those are what I would recommend if you're a whale.
Also,
Definitely
though,
a Bitcoin
if you're
boo.
a whale, pay fucking attention. You can't just make money passively. Like you can in this space, but see what you believe in, see what you find useful, because then you're going to find other alpha in those groups that's related to what you want to do. Like, it's so much more rewarding if you do this on your own.
Yeah. And I think this question also goes, though, to, like, you don't just need to buy JPEGs. Like, there's, bitmaps like you suggested. There's rare sats.
Oh,
right?
I would definitely. How did I forget about I would buy fucking rare sat exposure, bro. If you're a whale, or if you're even new to Ordinals, buy rare sat exposures and then inscribe.
I guess if you're on the you're on the smaller side, right? Like you can get a bunch of pizza sats, right?
They're basically like their own shitcoin market, in a sense.
They really are.
I would buy rare sats.
I'm so not a rare sat fan.
Really, you're not?
I love them.
It's so arbitrary. It's all made up. Like
Bitcoin's made up.
We can change what's rare tomorrow. I don't know. That to me is like the dumbest of all. But
I mean, but it's because like rare sats are actually based off like native Bitcoin.
No, totally. And like ordinal theory and certain dates and times. Like
You have Rodimer Rarity Index, though. That's like the gold standard. And then you have all these other social consensus.
Right.
But it's the gold standard
there's
because
be
it's
a
like
new one
naturally
tomorrow.
occurring
What
things
if you
in
sell a
Bitcoin.
common sat today that's super rare tomorrow? I don't know.
I don't think no. It's because like why I like them is because they're based off like hard Bitcoin technical details.
And I
like
think it's the coolest part as an artist, like for a canvas to work with, right?
Oh,
I'm
totally.
trying to get sats that span across 3 years, and it's going to take me 2 years to do it until we have better tools. But like none of them are rare, but sorry.
No, but none of them are rare, but they matter to your story.
And
yeah.
that's why I think like ordinals are an extra step above anything else.
You can tell the story further with these sats, like in a way that you haven't been able to do before, right? On this time chain. That's what really matters.
On this time chain.
Yeah. You like that?
Well, I do
like that.
think that like 7160 and story inscriptions by Transient Labs do kind of serve the same purpose.
Yeah.
Different chain.
Also, alpha groups, because super interesting thing with ordinal alpha groups. Y'all know how like the ETH alpha groups kind of work, or like you buy an NFT pass to get access to the group. Seeing something similar in ordinals for alpha. A really funny thing is I am in like a ton of really good alpha groups for ordinals, but there's only so much alpha in ordinals. I'll see one thing in one alpha group and then I'll see it in like all the other alpha groups because it's good alpha, but there's also not that much alpha, and there's like all these groups, and I just kind of like see it off in the back end. But real quick, I am in an alpha group that has an absolutely printing called Debauchery by a non-capital. I think that they are opening up because he wants to like teach more people like how to trade or something.
Okay.
So I definitely just want to give a quick shout out to Debauchery.
I like it.
For helping me make a bag in Dype and Soul Maps and calling those things, and also like welcoming new people to get involved with that. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think to really close up and I think just to close out on that topic, I think like if you're brand new to the ecosystem, you're sort of like a whale or a guppy. I think that you should dive in first to the ecosystem. I think you should have fun. You should figure out what communities you really like, and then of course if you only have a certain amount of money, I think there's plenty of other options.
And never buy anything expecting to make money off of it. Look for other value, whether it be connections, friendships, like access to things. You're gonna be mad if you only buy things to make money.
Totally. All right. Well, I guess that is before we close out, we got an announcement.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got
a little AI or what? What the?
Is that me? No, that's you.
We got some AI generated stuff. All right. Yeah, we're doing a bunch of different AI stuff.
So vegan.
Yeah. So next week, obviously, you can find us back here at 4 p.m. PST. Ordinals Are Dead. Baby. Episode 9 will be next week. I think we're going to have Jen as well as potentially Bunzy from the OmniSat team. Yep. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin DeFi. Do not miss that episode as well.
We're going to be talking about a lot.
Yeah.
So get ready.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get Jake as well. And
Also, Merry Christmas too. Shit. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
By the time next week.
I forgot.
Damn.
Speaking of that, I am dropping a very special Christmas video.
Wait,
I guess I'm the
where
Pepe,
did the
right?
dog come from? Because that's amazing.
Shava.
oh, these are still you guys. Okay.
I like it. Okay. It seems like propaganda
AI
stuff.
made-
Right? It's like,
I just don't understand.
ETH is dead.
these are interesting. Like it's still a work in progress,
The
best
best
if you're
was when I was
watching
a
live.
prisoner.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Hey, we're gonna get better and better.
Wait, that is so funny.
So basically, throughout the podcast, as we're talking, Began made an AI bot that like takes a screenshot of us and converts it to DALL-E gen images. So that's everything y'all seeing right there.
Hey, we're gonna get better and better at this. That closes out. That closes out, of course, episode 8.
When we talk about 3 metas, Solana, Ordinals, and AI, you can see that AI is the lowest on that ladder. So put your money in Ordinals.
We're getting there.
We're foxing the bear.
All right, everyone. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Ordinals are dead.
Oh, look, that one got you.